as at now, according to the cycle. Then, lastly, on the area of aspects, we'll develop business and financial plan. Business and financial plan. As an entrepreneur, you must have a business plan. You must also have a financial plan. Some of us went through a class called MBS, right? I can see among them here. And now when I talk of a business plan, you understand that. When I talk of a financial plan, you understand that. Let's take, for example, this stable banking, the groups, chamas, right? Where we save money and we do what? We share. Before you share, you are given a loan, according to your what? Shares. But before they give out that loan, they always conduct a seminar, all right? And that seminar is always to be taught. They always want you to have a business plan. And you'll find the facilitators very keen on teaching you on your business plan. Because if you fail in the business plan, then even the money they give you will do what? Will get lost, right? Because now you're given money. For example, if my brother here and he has not taken dowry, huh? He has not paid dowry, and he has been given 20,000 from Faulu. Then he says, now watu wa kwa kina mama ya watoto wangu, niliwaambia nitakuja na you've been doubting me. Now I'm coming strong. Mujiandae, mutajua that I will come. Yeah? Then they begin to ask him, now what do we prepare? You don't have to prepare anything. You just have to prepare a lot of food and you have to invite people. Then he also, on the other side, invite those who are taking him to. Whose money is he using? Faulu. And you know, whenever you're given that money, it is after a grace period of how many weeks before you begin to pay? Is it always a month? Or close to that, right? Then you begin to pay. And you are paying what you had taken as a dowry. That's why in our land, mostly, people don't see the benefit of what? Of loans. Wanasema, hii watakuchukua vitu. It's because of poor business planning. So these people always want to see if you have a business plan before you give, they give you money. We taught about our youth here about business plan. We met with them. After 3 days, Madam was there. They were telling us what they wanted to do. So one said atataka kutengeneza crepes za potato, another one said tengeneza chapati, mwingine alitengeneza cake ikatoka vibaya, but at least alitengeneza. Mwingine ni kuuza juice. And the following week they began and they would come selling. Recently I met one, sasa hata ako na overall hii inaitwa nini ya hiyo apron. Anauza juice hapa, kasichana kadogo. And they have money. Yeah. One is selling tomatoes. So that one came out of a business plan. Because it is out of the business plan where you know your customers, how much you'll need and all that. Right. Now, as we learn on entrepreneurship, we'll have outcomes, the desired outcome of what you are supposed to come out of what you are learning. You're not just going to sit 2 hours and then we don't have an outcome. That will be wasting time, right? So this will help you, number one, okay? The outcomes will help you, number one, demonstrate knowledge and skills as an entrepreneur. At the end of this, you are supposed to demonstrate. Let me stand this way. Demonstrate knowledge and skills as an entrepreneur. At the end of this unit, number 2, you are supposed to be able to define certain terms. And we are going to begin with them shortly. Define terms. For example, I'm using this word entrepreneur. We have not defined it. We need to define it, right? We've used business, person. We need to define. And then we will also be able to do and perform assessment. So you are expected to be active in this class. You are expected to ask questions. You will be given assessments, oral, practicals, written, and all is adding up to your overall marks that you will attain. Are we good until there? Yes. So in summary, I've just done an introduction. Yes.
Under the outcome of business plan.
Under the outcome of business plan.
Yeah, point number 1, I did not get it clear. Demonstrate knowledge and skills.
As an entrepreneur. Okay. Yes, as an entrepreneur. After you have sat in this class and gone through the unit, at the end of it, you are supposed to demonstrate. Okay? Yes. In other words, you are now learning theory, but you will be expected to demonstrate, to show. We all know about demonstration. Unaonyesha kwa ishara ya kwamba wewe sasa ni entrepreneur ambaye ako na knowledge. Your knowledge is now different from what you were before you learned. Vile utafanya biashara utakuwa sasa umehekimika kuliko kabla. And also to show skills, right? Skills. Jinsi ya kuongea na wateja, jinsi ya kuandika budget. Unajua kuna wengine hata kama unasafiri na umekunywa soda, hiyo unawekanga tu ati ni pesa. Haya, unachukua credit kutoka kwa biashara yako, umeweka ya 50 bob, umeongea. There is no place you have noted it, yet you took it from business. Mimi kama mchungaji nimekuja kwako ukatoa soda, pastor kunywa soda. Hiyo soda, you are supposed to pay for it. You are supposed to remove money and put where? Pahali unaweka pesa. Otherwise itasemekana sasa hao pastor wanatupeleka sana. Unajua pastor kunywa soda ndogo, anakunywa ile kubwa. Sasa nikikuja hapo mara 5, sio ni soda ngapi? 10 times what?
Times 60.
How much is that? 300. Sasa na wewe angalia kama credit hii ya 100, what is the profit? It's just 10 bob, is it? Sasa ukishachukua ya 50, umechukua credit za 500 na umekula profit zao zote atago. Alafu unaanza kusema hata hii kuuza credit sioni kama inaniletea faida. Okay. So we are expected to demonstrate skill ya kwamba tulikuwa kwa class na hii class ni ya Angaza. Na unajua Angaza ni mwangaza. Halo, kwa hivyo inatakikana wewe kama mwanaangaza unaanga hata katika ulingo wa biashara. Ndio watu wajue, kumbe kuna Angaza hapa, wacha niingie Angaza. My man, mimi pia ni angae kama hao wanang'ara. Bwana asifiwe sana. Now, I want us to begin by distinguishing between an entrepreneur and a business person. And this I'm going to throw to the class just to freely say what you think. What do you think about the difference? How can you distinguish? If somebody would ask you, you people are learning about entrepreneurship education. And I've all along known about business education, which was also being done in schools, right? So what is the difference between entrepreneur and business person? So let's hear from the class, then we will look at different distinctions. Remember, all our answers are right. You are very sharp entrepreneurs. So what would you say in your own words? Yes, anyone? Keeping silence will rob you of marks.
Okay, let me try.
Yes.
What I understand by the word entrepreneur,
Yes.
entrepreneur just means business.
Mm-hmm.
But now, when you look at the business person, it is the person or whoever is doing that business or taking the entrepreneur. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That is, according to one of our students, I said entrepreneurship means a business. So an entrepreneur is a person of business. So more or less the same between an entrepreneur and a person of business. That is good trial. Somebody else? Yes. Take the microphone. Who are you?
Entrepreneurship is a person which starts his business from the ground. Then it reaches a point where the level of a business is supposed to be. Then a business person is a person where he can gain some money and start his business or her business.
Correct. This brother is like he has been in this class. Amen. An entrepreneur, initially, he begins something from scratch. He creates it. Okay? And that one you will see as we are going to see the definition of who an entrepreneur is. He creates it from an initial small scale, and he maximizes on the potential but minimizes the risks. Somebody else would want to add so that I give you the definitions and then we come and now we begin to list the distinctions, right? Right. So I think we write these key terms and then we come to these distinctions, right? So that at least we know now what we are talking about. But I wanted to see if at least generally we have what? A general idea of what an entrepreneur is. And then we also have terms like enterprise. That is coming from an entrepreneur. Now, an entrepreneur is a person who creates initially small business. We are defining the term entrepreneur. He is a person who initially creates a small business, a person who creates initially. Yeye ndiye anaanzisha a small what? Business, and he maximizes the potential of that business. Create a small business, maximize potential of that business while minimizing the risks. That is an entrepreneur. One who creates initially small business, maximizing the potential of that business while minimizing the risks. And that one now brings us to the second term, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. You know, entrepreneurship is such a long word, so don't write full of it. We'll really have to wait for you. Just write in short. Okay? Entrepreneurship. It is a process. Entrepreneurship is now a process. A process of what? Number one is a process of designing, launching, and running a business. A process of designing, launching, and running of a business which often begins small and has all its financial risks. The business often begins small with all its financial what? Risks. So entrepreneurship is a process. So when we are learning about entrepreneurship education, then it means you are also going to learn about process of doing what? Number one, designing. Remember we said an entrepreneur is one who creates, okay? He creates, he generates business ideas. So you design, you are a designer, okay? Don't think that only those tailors are called designers that design a kind of dress that we are putting on. No, you also is a what? A designer. You design your own business, how you want it to be. And then you don't just design and leave it there on the shelves. You also do what? Launch it. A business idea which has not been launched will just remain an idea. Hello? It will just remain what? An idea. It must be done. It's like when you are saying, oh, I want to go and begin a ministry. I want to begin to plant a church, okay? And you are telling people, I have a very big church, a mega church. In my heart, I believe God for a mega church. Year in, year out, you are believing God for a mega church. 10 years down the line, you are believing God for. You are celebrating your 25th anniversary, you are believing God for a. You are 50 years old, you are believing God for. And then one dies and we come and we hear now this man had a big mega church within it. Amanda and I were happy. You must go out. I believed God to come and begin a ministry in this town. I had to come. I did not just believe and stay. I had to come. Right? And 19 years back, this ministry was launched. So you must launch your business. And then after launching it, you just don't say, okay, now I've launched it. It will work on its own. No, you have to run it. I'm running a business, right? You are running it. It is an everyday activities that you put in place to see that the business does not stop or stall, but continues. That's what we call running what? A business. With an aim that you need to get profit, but also where there is a profit, there is also risks. There are also risks. So that is entrepreneurship education. Another term is self-employment. Self-employment. Self-employment is where, let me write self-E. Self-employment is where, from the word self, an individual is in control An individual is in control of his business, right? He's the one who does what? Make decisions, okay? He also enjoys all benefits. Yake, faida hiyo ni yake yote. But as I've said with business, where there are benefits that are also low, so he also incur all losses. He also incurs all losses. So can we go over again in our definition of what self-employment is so that we see what you have written? Self-employment is where an individual is in control of his or her own business, comma, makes decisions affecting that business, and enjoys all what? Benefits, and also incurs all losses as an individual. So wakati wa kubenefit na kuenjoy ni sawa tu, lakini wakati wa losses pia ni wewe peke yako. That is why you've seen some people have written, don't mix business with friendship. So my friend, yes, but my business does not know you. Because when you bring loss, it is me who will incur alone. Lakini nimeshangaa, najua watu wa kukula faida wanakonga lakini loss sijawahi kusikia watu wamekuja kusema nao, we understand you are incurring some losses, so we have come to help you share the burden and the pain of losses. No, people just say, we hear you made some good dividends and you take us out, and you take us out, and you treat us, even your family members. They want to enjoy the profits, but when you are going through the losses, umenunua nyanya na imeharibika yote, it is you, right? Then second last word that we are defining before we go back to looking at the distinctions between entrepreneur and the business person is business environment. Business what? Environment. In other words, business has an environment. Business has an environment, just like those who are learning. The teachers, the community, all the stakeholders always make sure that the learning environment is okay. Like now, we are in this class, right? We made sure that the learning environment is okay insofar as we could afford, so that we can go online. You see, there was a technician who was trying to work there. He was signaled to stall for a bit because we knew that noise would interfere with us. We have the boards, we have the pen, we have enough light, enough ventilation, right? You are not crowded, you are sitting in your own chair. We should be grateful. Your own chair plus your own table. We are not sharing. So this is a good what? Learning environment. So business also has an environment. It means a bad environment will make the business thrive. What will happen? It will collapse. It will suffocate. And it might die. Just like you take a fish out of the water, it will die. Right? So there is an environment where your business will do well. And this varies from business to business. Varies from business to business. You are running a business of, maybe making coffins, and the people are not dying, you complain. Okay? You have a clinic and a hospital, like our sister here, ilikuwa na mahali pa kuuza, kuna mahali ya kuuza madawa. And when we pray very hard for people in church on Sunday, she doesn't feel very good because she's saying, sasa nani atakuja kununua that. Okay? So there are businesses that vary according to the environment. So what is a business environment? They are both internal and external factors that affect the operation of the business. Business environment are internal and external what? Factors that do what? Affect the running of your business. I'll say that again. Business environment are the internal and external factors that affect the running of your business. Those factors, internal and external, will affect the running of your business. And you can end up in loss or you can end up in what? Profit. Then lastly, let us define small scale enterprises. Small scale enterprises. This enterprise word comes from the word entrepreneur. Okay? So what an entrepreneur does is called a venture or a what? An enterprise. And what does an entrepreneur do? Look here. What does he do? He designs, launches, and runs what? A business. So an enterprise is something that you have designed. Okay? You have launched it and you are running it. Have you seen some business names called Saint Gold Enter? That is an enterprise. Whoever designed that is an entrepreneur. Is it Saint Gold or Gold Saint? Right. Amen. So, small scale enterprise is defined as a type of entrepreneur or a type of enterprise marked by a small number of employees. A type of enterprise marked by a small number of employees. And limited flow of material and finances. It is a type of an enterprise marked by a limited number of employees, not a limited number of employees, but a small number of employees and limited flow of what? Material and finances. Materials and finances. Hiyo ndio nasema small scale what? Enterprise. Mimi ni mtu wa biashara ndogo. Ukisema biashara ndogo, it is a big idea, but those who are helping you are few because bado ndio inaanza. Okay? And why is that? The materials also, the flow of materials is limited. Hello? Is limited. And the finances, which determine everything, is also what? Limited. Now let us look at the distinctions now between enterprise and business person. Distinction between an enterprise. How can you distinctly know them? What puts them apart? What is it that when you see, you can say this is an enterprise, and this is an entrepreneur, and this is a business person? Number one, an entrepreneur is an investor and the first creator of his product. You remember what our brother Ken gave us as an explanation of what an entrepreneur is. He said he is the one who originally began it from a small scale. Okay? He's the one who created it. So an entrepreneur is an investor and is the first to create that product or service. When we say he's an investor, what does he invest? He invests time. He invests energy. He invests money. Most of us, when we hear of an investor, we only think, okay, an investor. Some wazungu wamekuja with a lot of bags of money. They want to invest. Okay? You don't know. You are investing. Angaza Bible Training Institute is investing in this course, in this investing. Okay? The students are investing. The lecturers are investing time. So we are all investors. So an entrepreneur is an investor who invests his time. I've said also he invests what? Energy. And also what? Money. He invests where? In his own idea. Remember, he does not just begin business from an original idea. It originates with it. Okay? Now let us look at the other side. If this one is an investor from his business he created. Now, a business person can make a business out of something which is not his originally. Our brother gave us a very simple definition. Huyu mwanabiashara yeye anaweza fanya kitu, anaweza fanya biashara ambayo sio haikuanza na yeye. Bwana asifiwe. Haikuanza na yeye. That product, that idea was not originally his. He enters, I'm still explaining this, he enters into an existing business, something already existing. You know, like retail shop, yeah? Something which is already existing. Then he chooses something hot that will move, something which has profit. Okay? So a business person is driven by what this business will bring. Okay? Not that it is his original idea. He wants profit. So what will bring him profit? Whether it is his original idea or borrowed. What he wants is what? Profit. Have you seen that distinction? Right? So from number one, distinction. What can you say from those words? Even if you don't use word for word. The idea. Who is an entrepreneur? He's a founder. He's an original founder. He's an investor. What does he invest? Time, money, energy, and even skills that you are now learning here, you will invest. What about a business person? Is existing business. Okay, what is driving him? Profit. So he chooses on a hot thing. Yeah, he chooses on a hot thing. What is going, whether it is borrowed idea or original idea, what he wants is Jawala. What he wants is B. No wonder it's called Jawala. Hala means profit in Luo, right? So people don't always say Adila, Adi Ohala. So your business should bring Ohala, right? The second distinction, entrepreneurs are more concerned on changing the world. So number one here we found is investor, is inventor. Okay, this one, original or borrowed idea driven by profit. Let's see number two, distinction. An entrepreneur is more concerned on changing the world, wants to change the world. and make it a better place. Eh? They want to pursue their passion and achieve an ultimate goal. They are pursuing a passion. Passionate, goal-oriented. That is an investor for you. I mean an entrepreneur. But now when you come to the business person, most business persons are doing business for what? Profit. Profit-oriented. That's how you could change the world. That's why they can come here, and when they realize many people want to get drunk, they open a bar. Whether children will not go to school because the fathers have eaten the what? The salary. Whether marriages will break, they don't care. What they want is business. And that's why in this land, a lot of bars, if anybody gets money, what they want to begin is a what? A bar. And I was asking somebody one time, what is the secret? They say that beer, pombe, iko na faida ya juu na iko na wateja wengi. So that's why people want to make quick buck. Go for it. So these people, a business person is goal, is profit oriented. He also does it for livelihood. What do you understand by the word livelihood? Kusurvive, kukulia. It is for a living, for sustenance, okay? Also some do it for their boss. Mimi nimeandikwa tu hapa, aliniambia nifanye, sasa nitafanyaje? Yeye ameniambia nikaze hiyo ratiba. Sasa hata nikaze. Number 3, another distinction, entrepreneurs take crazy risks. Crazy risk. And they don't care whether they are losing time, money. They just want to pursue their passion. Risk takers are entrepreneurs. They are not after profit. They don't care whether they are losing time or money. Remember we said they invest a lot of time, energy, money, right? So they don't see whether they are, that's why they can do something, they invest money and they lose it. You think they'll stop it. Unasikia tena wameanza after some time. Akisha gather some money, anakwambia ati nogi Muhammad ati mortgage. I want to go back on it. Because what they want to do is to pursue their passion. They do, an investor does what is in their heart. They are driven by passion, right? They want to change the world. So they take a lot of crazy risks. But somebody who is in business, before they do things, they are calculated. Calculated moves. Somebody wa biashara, mtu wa biashara ni mtu wa hesabu, calculated, and if there are risks, they are manageable. Managed risks. But I said huyu crazy risks. So these ones take manage this. They cannot afford to lose money or suffer from bankruptcy. Don't want to lose money. Don't want to lose money or suffer bankruptcy. What is bankruptcy? Being without money, you are declared you are bankrupt. That is a business person. You know, like those who are in matatu business, right? When there is an accident, the difference between an entrepreneur who is running matatu business and one who is a business person, The one who is a business person will ask, umesema gari yangu imepata accident? Yes. Alafu anauliza boy ama driver mwenye bado ako alive, how badly damaged is it? How badly damaged? Kabla hajauliza watu wangapi wamekufa ama wamejeruhiwa, maana anajua hiyo watu watakuwa taken care of by insurance. Anauliza how badly damaged is my car? Right? Yes, they are driven with profit, money. They don't want to know the results. Number 4, entrepreneur is a friend and a leader. Entrepreneur is a friend and a leader. Friend and a leader. That is an entrepreneur. He is a friend and a leader. He finds peers and people whom he will never treat as machines. The people and the peers, watu wa rika yake, he never treats them like a machine. He treats them as a people because he's a friend. If you are working for him na wewe ni mgonjwa, hata sema we, I'm paying you to work. Utarudi jioni umeze dawa. Atakwambia, have you gone to the hospital? Hata kama una pesa na hajalipa mshahara, he can give you money to go for. Ama uko na a challenge at home, namwambia nimekuja late kwa sababu mtoto alikuwa amefukuzwa kutoka kwa shule, amenipata kwa nyumba, so bado nilikuwa namshughulikia. He will ask you, did you succeed? Umemshughulikia? Ati hapana. Na kwa nini umekuja kazini? Boss, sikutaka. Go and sort out what. Lakini yule business person, hii kazi sio yako. You will not come when you want. There are many people, hata umekuta wengine hapo kwa gate. So, an entrepreneur is a friend and a leader. He doesn't treat people like machines. Then, on the other side, a business person is an employer and a manager. Yeye chenye imekuunganisha na yeye ni hiyo kazi. So he's managing. That's why we have human resource managers. They manage the human resource, the human as a resource. Unaona hata watu wakipiga kelele, like here they were doing the other side on our neighbors here. Walikuwa na hawajalipwa miezi, anapiga kelele, anasema tu hata ameanza kufanya peke yake. Munapiga kelele. The human resource manager, roho ngumu. Hapo na personnel wawekangi watu ambao wana huruma. Mnasema tutagoma, anasema ukienda hapo nje ujua kuna kazi. When you step out, no money for you. They don't care whether they have paid you or not. So a business person is an employer and a what? A manager. He hires just to help his business grow. Kenya nataka, he hires you to help business grow. He hires you to help business grow. Number 5, we are looking at what? Distinctions between an entrepreneur and a what? And a business person. An entrepreneur sees customers as his source of duty and fulfillment. Anaona wateja kama wanaomsatisfy, wanaomfanyia, yani anafurahia. When the customer is satisfied, he is fulfilled. Amen? Anaongea na customer mpaka ana escort mpaka kwa mlango. Anamwambia, are you satisfied? Umekula vizuri? You know, there are people who sell food for business, but there are also people who sell food for health. Wale ambao wanatengeneza chakula for business, they don't care weka kama Panadol, chakula ichemuke haraka. Alright? Mboga kienyeji ambayo imekatwa asubuhi na jioni ni mboga kienyeji. Na wewe kwako nyumbani it takes 4 days. Sasa unashangaa hii mboga kienyeji imekuaje? They do it for wealth, not for health. Lakini kuna wengine mpaka hata unaongezwa chakula. They just want to see the customer satisfied. So he's customer oriented and honor customers as his fulfillment and source of duty. While the business person sees customers as his source of sales and revenue. Customer, sales, and revenue. While this one sees customer as his source of duty and fulfillment. That is the difference. The sixth difference is that entrepreneurs try hard to beat his worst competition. Try hard to beat his worst compare. While the business person tries harder to beat his competitors and win the competition. I want us to say something about that. What is the difference? The entrepreneur, he tries hard to beat his worst competition. But the he tries harder to beat his competitors and win the competition.
After winning, to be seen
as the one who is the best overall.
Yes. Yeah.
That is a business person. Hata hii kujua. There was a time we were learning about types of competition, and there is one called cutthroat competition. Cutthroat competition. They can even hire for you people to come and vandalize your business so that they can win.
They remain.
Yeah, they remain. Nachoma hapo. Choma hapo na petrol. Ama wanaset mtu anakuuzia vitu ambaye ni gushi, alafu they set the watu wa standards. Enda kwa hiyo duka, ukiingia mahali kama hapa utapata vitu aina vitu hapa, unashikwa, unapelekwa, unapigwa fine. Ukitoka hapo unasema hapa sioni kama hii biashara inanisaidia. Anabaki akiwa sasa anatawala. Cutthroat competition. Let's see the last one for today. I mean, the distinctions between entrepreneur and the business person. The entrepreneur sees the world as a duty rather than an opportunity. He works as an artist. He sees the world as a duty, not as an opportunity. They are past the world. Ulimwengu akiona, anaona kama vile Mungu alisema, take care of the earth, right? Tend it. He sees it as a duty. Man was given duty to work. Subdue it. Lakini the other sees it as an opportunity. Nafasi. Nafasi. Kuna siku tulianguka na gari. Ile Nyasio alikuwa anaendesha hapo rabu. Kasikia tu alafu miguu ikaangalia juu. So na vumbi kaja hapo ndani. Nilipata kama I was communicating with my phone. I was going for another church meeting, so I was telling them I would be late. So nikasikia kelele nini, people are calling on Jesus, people who never called Jesus. That was an opportunity. Jesus, yes, yes. And then at the end of it, nikatoka, and because I was late, nikataka nikavuka the other side of the road nichukue gari. I looked for my phone, I couldn't get it. Nikaangalia hata hapo ndani. Wale watu walikuja kutusaidia wamechukua simu. And that happens in many places where in the scene of accident, napata mtu anajishindia hapo masimu, mwingine anatoa pesa kwa mfuko. Sasa hiyo mtu baada anafanya anaangalia pande yake, akitoa anasema after all huyu hatahitaji pesa. And they end up carrying bad things to their places. So the business person sees the world as an opportunity. Businessman doesn't waste any time. Yeye hapotezi wakati. Yeye akiona ni opportunity. Yeye akiona kitu tu opportunity. Kuna waka awasi na kuna maji, basi usiku anaenda kuchota maji ingine mbaya anakuja kuuza. They don't see it. Zinapelekwa kwa mahoteli mapema usiku. So what have you learned about the difference? World as duty, world as opportunity. Competitive. So can we go through that again? So an entrepreneur is an investor, is an inventor. He puts in time, money, energy. He has his own idea. But this one, whether that thing can make profit, whether it is his own idea or borrowed, what he wants is
the profit.
Number two,
Change the world. He has passion.
Yes. Do you have any question? You'll go over that. Do you have any question? Or can you add something? Or have you discovered whether you are a business person or an investor? Yes, Madam Joseph. Yes, number 6.
I didn't get it clearly.
Number 6.
Yes.
Number 6, which was talking about trying, and entrepreneurs try hard to beat his worst competition. Okay? Yeah. And Madam Grace explained. You'll explain again. While this other one tries harder to beat his competitors and win the competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that you want someone to do best, you want to be the best, but not killing others. If you are selling food which is full of water, he will make his food with thick soup. So people will automatically go where there is the best. Yeah. But this other one, he tries harder to win. No matter how he will win, he doesn't care. He can win.
I hope you're using the microphone. Yeah.
He even want to kill you so that he remains in the business. He doesn't want to compete with you, but he wants to dismiss you in a way.
And he wants always, the end result is he wants to emerge the top.
Yeah, the top.
The only one.
Yes.
The hero.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
But the entrepreneur, he sees the competition not as a person, but as something to be overcome. Yes. Okay? So he runs with the rules, according to the rules. He doesn't do shoddy things. Apunguzi bei ya bidhaa ndio watu watoke pande ile wakuje huku, alafu watu wakisha kuja huku anabadilisha the quality. Yes. Have you realized that most of the businesses around are in danger of being aged out by the Asians, Waria? And when you go to the shop, yeah, Oria, you will notice that they don't write the price of items. So you will be sold, if you are ignorant, at a higher price of 10.5, 10.5. Recently, I went to buy a certain item and they wanted to sell it at 90. I said that, but this thing is 80. Akasema leta. Nikasema hii ni supermarket gani watu wana bageni? Unachukua wanachukua ile yenye uko naye. Then I realized that's why they don't write the prices. Kuandika tu hivi na karatasi ama na felt pen. What is the big deal there? Haiandikwi. Ndio wewe ukikuja tu ukichukua wakati ile ya kupiga hesabu hapo, kama ni 55 ameweka 60, kama hivyo. And then now the bad thing is that you who has been buying from this other shop, you now go to the supermarket to buy from there. Okay? Because people like new things, okay? People like also where they are in control, where they choose what they want bila kuharakishwa. Unataka na nini tena? Na nini tena? But some of those places hata unaingia tu hivi, kuna kamutu kanafuata wewe. And yet there are also CCTV. Ama yeye hujaona unafuatwa. Unasema, can't you give me some space, man? I want to buy. Unapiga kwa hivi, unaona ako tu na wewe hapo kwa kona. So what happens? You will stop buying from where you have been buying from Central. And the day you now want credit, will you get it from there? But you know where you had already established, you can go and say, please, this and this, I'll sort you out. Wewe pia ukipata, you can take it there. So that unainuana. But this one, unainuana and you don't benefit from there. You only help to finish your own people. Unamsaidia kumaliza competitors. So that you end up, hawa watu wa maduka wenye wamekuwa hapo. Now if it is not a supermarket, people don't want to go there. So that, have you now understood that? Good. Any other questions? So that we may look at types of entrepreneurs. Types of an entrepreneur. Number one, an innovator. Type of entrepreneur. An innovator. The innovator. These ones come up with completely new ideas and turn them into viable business. They come up with the new what? Remember generator? They generate ideas and they turn that new idea into a viable business. Biashara ambayo inashika kabisa. Types of entrepreneurs. Shajua who entrepreneur is and the business person. Now under the entrepreneur, we are looking at types. Number two, imitators. Imitators. We are looking at the types of entrepreneurs. Imitators, the second type is called imitator. They are the types that copy certain business ideas and improve upon them. They copy certain business ideas and improve upon them. That's why I don't like to listen to remix gospel. because it is a gospel that has been taken by another artist from the original, alafu ameongezea sasa vitu hapo ndani. Sasa wewe wakati unanunua hii, you are denying that other person of the prophets that they should have made out of their original what? Ideas. Yes. So imitators are the types of entrepreneurs that copy certain business ideas and improve on them. Ana improve tu hapo kidogo. Kama ni nguo anaweka kifunguo hapo. Bas, it's different with ile yaka haikuwa na watu wanaenda watu wananunua ile. They are cashing on your idea. It's just like when Samson alipeana nini? Riddle. Do you remember? Alipeana riddle na wale watu wakashindwa. What did they do? Let me see. Even though this is not Bible class, but I'm a preacher. So what happened? How did they get the answer? No, before they give him a wife. You know, when he was going to see this woman, and then he branched somewhere and he found a carcass of a lion, and out of it he got honey.
No, he first killed the lion.
Then the other time when they are passing, he got the honey, right?
Yes.
Then he ate and he went. So when they reached there were, you know, they were competing for that woman. So he gave them a riddle.
That whoever will get
that will go with the woman. And they could not get the riddle. So what did they do? In order to get the riddle, in order to get the answer?
They went through the lady.
How did they manage to convince her?
They sent the lady to go and convince.
Before they sent the lady, what pressure did they put on the lady? He threatened. They threatened to burn their home with everybody. If you don't tell us. Did you bring this man here to us to embarrass us? Giving us questions we can't answer. You want us to look a fool. We will burn your father's household. And this lady went and begged Sam, please. And then Sam gave the answer. So when Sam came, he also did not spare them. He said, if you hadn't ridden on my... They took advantage. Imitators, they take advantage. Then the other one is small-scale entrepreneurs.
We are looking at the
types of entrepreneurs. Innovators, imitators, small-scale entrepreneurs. It is a type of entrepreneur that involves small business ventures. Small business ventures. They lack the ability to attract a venture capital, but they are funded by friends and family. Their business is great if they could only get a capital, ile kubwa, right? Maybe from a bank or trust funds, huh? But because they lack that ability to attract or opportunity, so their businesses are funded by who? Family and friends. Okay? For example, hairdresser, right? Another example, carpenter. Mtu anasema tunataka kuanzisha kazi ingine hapa kidogo. Kama wewe ungenipatia randa. Ule dada yangu aongee na bwana wake anipatie clamp. Na wewe unaweza nipatia wood nianze naye. maybe 300 running feet. Mwingine alafu unaona wanatengeneza workbench kama hii mbele ya nyumba yao. Hapo ndio sasa watu wanakuja wanatengenezea fete, the stools, things like that. Kuliko mwingine ambaye is able to go and open a workshop the size of this hall. Pale tu kuna types of woods you need. You just say, alafu hapa kuna designs of the products. Then the machines, hii ya kukata hivi, hii ya kufanya, hii ya kupiga randa, hii ya kufanya hivi. Okay? And various people working. So yule analaki, anaenda kwa friends. Sema nataka kutengeneza juice. Right? Na I want to start with a blender ya 4,800. Kuna marafiki wameshakubali wamenipatia 3,000. So I'm looking for the next 3,000. Ili 2,000 nijaze hapo na hiyo 1,000 nianze naye kununua fruits. Sasa friends wanapeana hapo, wanapeana hapo. Afadhali hiyo kuliko kungoja mtu amekufa umeweka kwa WhatsApp. Unaona watu wanaweka pesa kwa WhatsApp. Na watu mchango kama hiyo watu wanapenda ya kifo. Lakini ukitaka kuanza biashara, shughuliki, because now business will also make you be independent. Some people want you to always come kubeg. Beg. Anasema sisi ndio tunamsaidia. Another one, scalable startup entrepreneur. Scalable startup entrepreneur. Scalable startup entrepreneur. Scalable startup entrepreneur. Which kind of entrepreneur is this? They start their company believing that their vision can change the world. They start their company believing that their vision can change the world. Their capital will come from the share capital. Their funding, will come from their share capital. And they hire the best employees. Finding a scalable and suitable business is the ultimate of their business. Examples are like Facebook, online shops, Instagram. Those are examples of scalable and startup entrepreneur. Number E, large company entrepreneurship. Large company entrepreneurship. Large company entrepreneurship, through sustaining innovations and offering new products in order to change or to meet the changing demands and needs of customers. Yes, tuende tu pole pole. I'm saying again, through sustaining innovation, offering new products in order to meet with the changing customers' needs and advanced technology. They often do this through partnering with a buying or innovative company. Examples like Microsoft. Umepotelea wapi? Can I come up again? So that is large company what? Entrepreneurship. Through kupitia, that is, through sustaining innovation, offering new products in order to meet with the changing what? Customers' needs. Au wanajua ya kwamba mahitaji ya customers inabadilika, right? Kwa hivyo chenye wanafanya wao pia wanaendelea kuleta mbinu mpya za bidhaa, okay, ili wakutane na mahitaji ya mahitaji ya customers, wateja. How do they do that? Wanakuwa na best employees na wanafanya pia partnering kwa technology. Examples, Microsoft, where?
By having the best employees and
Technology. Examples, Microsoft, Samsung, Google. Wao wanabadilisha, wanajua customers wanabadilika, so they want to keep track. Then F, lastly, social entrepreneur. Social entrepreneur. We are looking at types of what? Entrepreneurs. Can we go over again? Number one, innovators. Who are innovators? They come up with completely new ideas. Let's read what we have written and turn them into viable business. Number two, we have which type? Imitators. Who are they? They are the types that copy certain business ideas and improve upon them. The third one is the small scale entrepreneur. Who is he?
small business ventures.
They lack
The ability to attract
venture capital or business capital, but they are funded by friends and families. Examples are people who sell groceries, carpenters, hairdressers. Okay. E, you can add your own examples. D, scalable startup entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs that start their company believing that their vision can change the world. Their funding comes from venture capital and they hire the best employees. Finding a scalable and repeatable business is their ultimate goal. Examples are Facebook, online shops, right? Unanunua vitu kwa online shop. Hata hiyo microphone natumia tulileta tu online. So online shops kama gani? Online shops kama Jumia. Haya, watu wa online ndio hao. Kama gani tena? Kile Alibaba. Na ingine Kilimall. Yes, online shops. And also I said which one?
large company.
Instagrams. Then large company entrepreneurs through sustaining innovation, offering new
Products with an aim of changing customers' needs by having best employees and technology.
I'm not hearing Michael reading.
The Samsung, the Google.
Yes, Microsoft. And then lastly, F, social entrepreneur, is where, now you can write, an entrepreneur creates products and services to solve social problems. That's why we call them social entrepreneur. They create a service. They create a product to solve a social problem. That service can be non-profit making, right? Yes. Like somebody can work in the field of medicine. He designs some products that can help. That can help. I saw a teacher in another part of Tanzania is a male teacher, and he noticed one time in his class that when he asked for a question, and there was a girl who was answering. When that girl stood up to answer, then those pupils who were sitting behind, they began to laugh. And it means that girl had soiled her. She was in her periods, and she just soiled her dress. This girl became so ashamed, she sat down, and during lunch or break, went home and never came back. This affected this teacher, and he said he wanted to do something. So he began going to schools to talk about uh, uh, the what? Changes. Yes, those pads, are they called pads? Yeah, yes, yes. And at first, people were saying, now this is a crazy teacher. He's a male teacher. He is talking about pads and periods. And by and by, he gained traction and opportunity into teachers and to schools. And later, he was on demand. In that process, he also realized that uh, the border people were making, taking advantage of the girls because they cannot afford. So some were using clothes, some were using foam mattress. So he went and found a tailor, and he talked with that tailor, gave him a design. Remember, we said an entrepreneur is a design. Gave a design of the type of parts that were worn that he wanted to be made. And the good thing is they were reusable. They are washable, so that these students can use them. And this thing is not always, but when that season comes, they can use them, they can wash and change. And from there has been a marked improvement on the number of girls that are going to attendance, and they are not determined by the time of the month. They go through all the lessons, and thereby their results or exams, they are also able to perform well, because there are no times that they are out of school because of this a challenge. Praise God. Therefore, I looked at that. I saw it being aired in BBC, and I said, yeah, that one is something. So why was I bringing that? These social entrepreneurs, they look at a problem in the society, and they come up with a what? A product or a service that is sometimes non-profitable. Like this man was working everywhere. He's the one who's paying that man. I don't know, sikia namwambia, sasa tengeneza 100, nikipitia kesho nipate zikuredi. Umekata vizuri. Umewekaje? Which kind of form have you used? Which kind of dress pattern have you used? What? He was checking, and is out of his own pocket. So they can be non-profit, okay, or somebody can decide to do a project of water, safe water for the community that is suffering from lack of water. People have to walk all the way. If it is during hot season, pupils cannot go to school. If they go there late and they are dirty, so somebody can come up. Unlike our politicians, who when they see such, they use that as unirudishe tena nimalize hiyo project. Ukinipeleka nitawaletea maji. There are times you just need to look where you are coming from, you politician, na utengeneze hiyo bila kupata faida. That is what we call a social entrepreneur. Huh? Maybe you go to a church and you see young mothers struggling na watoto, and you come up with an idea where people can put in like the diapers, zinaitwa pampers. Yeah. So you can come up, as you come, the mothers who are able wananunua na wanaweka hapa. Sasa hawa mothers ambao hawawezi wanakuja and they can pick from there, so they can listen to the preachings. And going forward, we have a room where they can listen, they can watch the services, and from a safe place without having to go out and change the diapers because the neighbor anafanya hivi mapua. Eh?
Even circling.
Yeah, even circling. Yes, they can be there. And I have a very good plan for that. I just don't want to say on air lest somebody pick it and but if they can imitate it and do it in their place, it's okay. Yes, it's okay. A room that is separating, like if it is this or the other room or the other side, separated from the, okay, it's one, but it's soundproof with the dark glasses, I mean one-way glasses, whereby those who are inside the other side sees what is going on in the service, but to you, you can't see them while they are circling and the children are playing and they can at least rest. But also we don't have these very loud speakers we have outside here. The speaker inside there is small and sound control so that they can also follow the preaching, and if there is a screen, they can also see it without these loud speakers affecting the eardrums of the tender children. Okay? Inside there, they also have some drinking water or pot and something like that. So that after service, they can live at their own pace, dispose the things that are there, and their health is taken care of. That is the plan we should have going forward, so that we don't have people with children in the same hall and those speakers affecting little children, their eardrums. The decibels coming from these speakers is high. Yeah, that are dangerous to us. But now, that is where we are going, and we should pray that the Lord will help us. You can also suggest some. Ama wewe huwa uko na nini kwa moyo wako yenye huwa unasema tu hii siku moja nitafanya?
Okay, we had one
Yeah.
in the Sunday school.
Yeah.
Where we bought a basket.
I hope you're using that microphone.
We bought a basket.
Yes.
And that basket was placed next to the entry door. So it was meant for the well-wishers and those who are able to drop at least some items that can be used to assist the small girls and the boys in the Sunday school there. So we found that they could put there the sanitary towels, the panties.
Yes.
Yeah. So at times we could call them that you could see and examine and know this one is in need of this. Then they were given. But that project, it died. Nobody was giving anymore. But the basket is still there.
It should be resurrected because I've heard you say we had. Then I knew.
Yes.
This is past tense, okay?
Yes, we had. So it was being placed there, but nobody was putting.
Another thing is something like that people needs to be reminded, because you see where it is. If it was somewhere here, people can always see it. But something inside there, nobody will know that it is there unless they are told from here. So it needs to be periodic that the members of the church are told and reminded that we have such a such. Then you also put somebody in charge of it, so that that person will make sure that she or he is always reminding people. But if you are overly in charge, there are many other things that you find yourself maybe attending to and forgetting that. Should have a representative, it should be periodic, that the people are. It's a very good idea, it should not die. So during this season of resurrection power, I think those are the things that should resurrect before this month of resurrection is over. So let the search resurrect, because the needs are still there, right? Or did they say now the needs are still there? So it is us who stop because of lack of communication. Let us communicate again. Let it continue. It's a good one. Another one, we are getting business ideas about social entrepreneurs. Do you have, let's get one alafu to strong and bad. How many minutes to break? Do you have another one?
You have 18.
Okay. Let's look at the umuhimu wa entrepreneurship. Importance of entrepreneurship. Importance of entrepreneurship. Number one, it creates jobs. It creates jobs. Entrepreneurs create jobs for themselves and also for others. And when jobs are created, opportunities increase. Like what our sister Grace is saying, you see now, if that continues and the church owns it, then you'll have to have somebody who every Sunday is receiving. So, what about that teacher I talked about? He went to a tailor and said, I want by tomorrow 100 pieces because I'll be going to another school, primary school. So I want to go with them. Anapoenda huko akona mtu wa bodaboda, he has hired. Is that not? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that is an opportunity. Sometimes I look at when the schools open and the children are told, mwende munyoe nywele. And I think kuna watoto ambaye hata hiyo shilingi 10 ya kunyoa nywele mzazi ana. So I was thinking, I'm just thinking, if somebody would have a social entrepreneur, amenunua tu machine, anasema sasa shule ikifunguliwa, ana coordinate with the head teachers for the children who cannot afford. And in most of our schools we have electricity, right? So this kinyoshi anakuja na anatumia mashini ya wapi? Mashini yake, lakini power ya wapi? Ya shule. Na those children in need, unapitia na unawachwa kipara, pita kipara, kipara. See, I saw some women going those sides of Western kwa mashule na kuosha miguu ya watoto ambao iko na funza jiggers. Anaosha vizuri, wanaweka dawa, mtoto analia. Hata ubaya sasa tu. Yes. So who is the community? Who should serve the community? It begins with the individuals. Hapo unanyoa, watoto wanabaki kwa shule wako na kichwa fresh. Some of us umenyoa tunanyoa kipara. Ukishanyoa uko fresh. Mwalimu akiongea hiyo kitu inaingia. Lakini kiwa shagi unafanya hivi. Okay. So the importance, number 2, they create change. When entrepreneurs make a product or explore ideas, it brings change and thereby improve the world. They create change. So number 1 is create what? Jobs. Number 2, create change. Number 3, they give to the society. Entrepreneurs give to the society. The more money they make, the more they are taxed. And therefore, when they are taxed, they are contributing towards public services, which can be used to improve on the society. E.g., Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, is the biggest donor in charities and non-profit organizations. The other day I was looking at this footballer called AWASI, and he's building fields and schools, equipping them with some computers, and he doesn't want to be announced. He's just working silently. So we improve, we give to the society and improve. Number 4, entrepreneurs have independence. They are their own boss. When you are an entrepreneur, haujaajiriwa, you are your own boss. Siku ya klasi ikifika kama leo, hauombi ruhusa, nakuja tu. Unaona kuna wenye hataka kuja kwa klasi, lakini anakwambia hata ndio nilipewa kazi sijui wapi. Sasa anaangalia kazi na klasi, na hii klasi anapata pesa kutoka kwa ile kazi, anaenda kazi. Hata ikifika Jumapili, people who are employed the ones who are likely to miss church. Because yeye anaambiwa na muhindi pale ambaye haombi siku ya Jumapili, ukichelewa nitaweka mtu kwako. Lakini kama ameajiriwa na Mkristo, Mkristo atamwachilia aende kanisa, maana hata huyo anaenda kanisa ya. Ama nyinyi wenye mumewaajiri huwa mnawaacha wakifanya kazi na wewe unakuja unaenda church. So entrepreneurship creates what? Independence. Entrepreneurship also gives freedom of ideas. These ideas, you are free to implement them. And also you can make any change on them. Because you are the one who generated them. Sasa, those are how many advantages? Should you be asked, give us 4 advantages of entrepreneurship. What will you say? Maureen? It breaks? It creates job. Ngine ataandika nini? Change. Ya tatu, they give back to the society. Ya nne, what will you write? Independence. Freedom of ideas. Na vile tulisema in definition, they share all the what? The profit. Hiyo pia ni mzuri. Can you imagine hiyo profit yote ni yako? That's good. Kuliko profit ni ya kampuni. Ndio mnaambiwa at the end of the year mtapewa dividend. But it also has disadvantages. Let's look at a few, like 3. Disadvantages of entrepreneurship. The risk of business failure. There is no certainty of success. Kuna risk. Kumbuka tulisema pale, one of them was that they are risk takers. So, kuna risk. Every entrepreneur atakwambia vile it is risky to take risk. There is risk. Number 2, long working hours, especially in the early stages, ndio umeanza hiyo biashara. The early stages of implementation. We have long working hours. Unatoka usiku na unaingia asubuhi. Unafanya, you break your back. Paka ukiamuka hivi. Mimi huwa nafuga kuku. Nikishafagia, nikitoka hapo natembea for almost 1 minute kama natembea hivi kwanza. Ndio nitastretch pole pole. I come back to my baada kutembea around. Wengine wanafikiria hii ni style gani? Kumbe hapa. Kabisa. So you work hard. Long working hours. Kabla hiyo business ijafika mahali sasa moya. Mafuta. Kuna kusweat. Then number 3, income is variable and uncertain. Mapato hawezi ukasema, you cannot estimate ya kwamba sasa mimi kila mwisho wa mwezi I'll be giving God a tithe of 5,000 because I'm making profit of 50,000. It is variable. Kuna hii wiki kuna hii ingine umeenda, so it is very difficult to estimate that you'll be able to get this, and therefore I'll also be able to give this per month. Pengine unataka kupromise kitu, nitakuwa nikikupatia hii ya hivi. You can't. Now, can we, before we go to break, can we identify ways on how we can become an entrepreneur? How can you identify? Yes, sir. Yes. By the way, those lists are not exhaustive. You can add. If we add
that the ideas, your own, they only have their own ideas.
yes,
They don't have many ideas. If
Ah,
there are many,
yes,
the sharing
They-
of ideas is very limited.
so they are limited. That is true, because they generate their own ideas, and your own ideas you can run out of them. They are limited, unless unlike when you are open to other people's ideas and you implement. I think that is also another disadvantage. It can also lead to ile ubinafsi. This is my thing. Nikiekumae gitiji. Wala nikiekumae eh? It can easily collapse. And when the creator, thank God we have God who is a creator but he never dies. Now when the creator dies, that's why you see some businesses, when the owner goes, after sometimes the business goes. Because the people who are left there never knew the dynamics, how to run it. So if there were vehicles, they didn't know how the services were being done. They end up destroying them. We are adding, mwingine. Now identify ways of becoming an entrepreneur. Ways of becoming an entrepreneur. Let's look at two, then we go for the break. You have 5 minutes. Good. How do you become an entrepreneur? What are the ways can you become an entrepreneur? Number one, be a risk taker. Be a risk taker. Human beings are generally afraid of taking risks. Generally. But a part of being an entrepreneur will require that you take risk. Successful entrepreneurs know which risk to take and which ones not to take. I read somewhere that it is risky not to take risk. Yeah. It is risky not to take a risk, So be a risk taker. If you want to play it safe, you cannot be an entrepreneur. Even the Bible says so in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, I think, from verse 1. Cast your bread upon many waters, and in due time you will find it. Give a tenth in the morning, a tenth in the evening, part of this in the, and then, so be a risk taker if you want to be an entrepreneur. Number 2, exercise. Exercise. In other words, put your idea into action. Ways of becoming an entrepreneur. Number 1, be a risk taker. Number 2, exercise. Hiyo idea lazima ukaiweke kwa matendo. Usipoiweka kwa matendo, sasa you will not become one. Exercise. Put it into action. Even faith without is dead. Dead. Number 3, learning. Be a learner from successful entrepreneurs who have gone ahead of you. Usiseme tu anachungkenda. Huh? You don't want to learn. Eh? Unaona watu wamefanya biashara, mtu amefanya biashara hata kwa maybe like stationery photocopying, for hata 15 years. Wewe unakuja hapo una realize okay, naona hii town inahitaji services of what? Kama hii line yote hii mpaka karibu ufike la sisi, hakuna photocopying nini hapa. Nilifikiria huyu dada ataweka, najua ataweka pale. Hapa you have to walk mpaka karibu na kwa Mama Daniela, ama ukross barabara uende la big one, ama uende juu kwa Mama Eileen, right? Now, ama chini venye Kena alikuwa. Sasa wewe unataka kuanzisha kama hiyo, na utaki kwenda kuuliza hii kitu umeifanya fanya, what is the risk, what are the dangers, what are what, utaambiwa kuna mashine ambayo kama mimi niko na 2 pale ya photocopy kwa ofisi hapa. Moja ilitumika once na ilikuwa mpya, then the next tumeleta zile nini ulikuwa unabadilisha ink, sijui diskjet, sijui nini, iko tu pale na ilikuwa imetumika once na nini mpya. Sasa baadaye una realize ukienda kununua photocopy hii usinunue hiyo, haina spares. Nunua kama hii Epson nini, those, ask. Siseme tu tutaonyesha watu vile hii biashara inafanya. Taonyesha watu vile hii biashara inafanywa. Learn. Another man of God went to a town and they got another man of God. And they sat there, he was new. And they sat, he was asking this man of God, how is this town spiritually? How have you been doing things? Then from there he said, I want to show the men of God in this town how ministries run. It didn't take long. He's no longer in that town. He folded up and went. Uliza wenye umepata hapa. Uliza. Utaambiwa. Hii na hii na hii. So be a learner, right? Be a learner. 1 minute. Time is up. Good. So we'll pick 3 from there when you come from the break. So far, as you are going to break, what have you been learning? Ways of becoming. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So we can break. Ukapumue hewa. Mm. Kama kichwa yako bado huwa ina breathe na hapa. Uende ipigwe na jua kidogo. I'll ask him. Nitauliza hao watu wa madaktari. We are now officially on break. Yes. Hiyo kitu huwa inaendaga hapa. Hiyo gine. Wi nyathi kama yweyoga. Moloka pod koko nyathi mathin. Kanyo ok dwa kata ni mu. Bolweti ka.